What's up, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to Dark Souls 2. I'm Seth, playing through with you here in Drain Lake. Today we are going to... Today we are going to not Harvest Valley, Huntsman's Copse. I'm going to show you how to get to the Undead Purgatory. I make no promises of whether or not we beat this thing. I hate the chariot boss here. I suck at him. And I make no promises that we succeed in killing him. Only that I will try. Is this the easiest way to get to it? Probably not. Oh well. Oh wait. Before we go over there. Yeah, this guy right here likes to come back and be a dick. Don't forget to kill him first. Normally, I would have gone to... the fire just below the little asylum thing. Oh, no. Really? So many times in this game where I hit a guy right as he hits me. Maybe I just need to get better. I don't know. Alright. Clear them out. Ah! I'm back online, as you can see by the summoning signs down there. There's two ways to get to this. If you had come from the first bonfire in the area, right over there, where we tried to make that jump and I failed, that would be leading you over this bridge here, and then you just come right over here and take this bridge. Or if you come from the Undead Lockaway, it's about the same distance. You don't really save yourself anything. Alright, we want to be careful here. We don't want to get too far ahead. There's a guy walking over there. There he is. Alright, these guys are the torturers. Oh no. I didn't want my lightning spear. The torturers are... funny Dark Souls physics. Not very fun. They hit pretty hard and they're very quick. However, there's only one of them there, so you shouldn't have too many problems. Up here, though, there are more than one. And they are brutal. You can't hide from me. What is this? Notched whip. Huh. You know, I don't usually get this. Let me check that out. Notched whip. Shred skin, causes bleeding. Okay, well there you have it. It's the notched whip. Whips are sort of a novelty type build thing. You aren't going to find many people playing with them specifically. There are some people who do it though. Alright. There are 4 summoners in this area. We are going to try not to pull all of them at once, because this turns into a pretty annoying area if you pull all of them at once. We're going to try to pull one at a time. Apologies if you can't really see what I'm doing. This is a dark area. It's hard to show you on screen what exactly... Oh, he's got a whip. Guys with whips are not something you want to take lightly, because most whips do damage even if you're blocking. Alright, even I can't really see this next guy here, so here's looking at you, kid. Hey, I got him. Alright. I'm gonna wait for him to come up here. Look at that dude, he's like twisting all around. Alright, they are all the deads. I thought there were 4 guys up here. Maybe there's only 3. Oh, nope, there's number 4. sound cool. Maybe I should start using whips. They look all sweet. Alright, if you remember from a couple videos ago, I said that item down there, if you really, really want it, this is probably the easiest place to just drop down and get it. You just drop down there, and then it'll let you get on over there. I'm not going to get it just because I don't particularly care, but if you want those items, that's the easiest way to do it. Alright, there is a red phantom. There he is. Right there. This guy is no joke. You don't want to get crazy, because you don't really have a whole lot of room to fight him here. There's room inside there, obviously. I'm going to hit him with that to get his attention. Jerk. The main thing, the reason this guy is so hard is because you can't really stagger him. He doesn't really get staggered when you... No. Oh no. Alright, we're gonna be a pansy. Yeah, that was cheap, but I don't really want to die right here. So, that was cheap. Alright, before I attempt the chariot boss, and I'm just saying this right now, we're only taking one shot at this chariot boss, because I really don't care about him. So before we do, I'm going to jump over here and get this item, because we ain't coming back. Sublime Bone Dust and a Fire Seed. Alright. I warned you. Here we go. Oh, well, since it's a good chance I'll fail in this fight, I'll explain the general gist of it before I go in. In here, there's going to be the skeleton chariot that does laps around the room. If you go to the right of the room, you will meet a dead end. You can't go further, so you can only go to the left. If you go to the left, there are, I believe, 3 skeletons that will rise up and start chasing you. These skeletons are controlled by a necromancer. You can't kill the skeletons permanently. You can kill them for a second, but it won't be permanent. They'll come back out to life. What you want to do is you want to get to the necromancer, kill him, then kill the skeletons. Because that's how you'll keep them from coming back up to fight you. That's easier said than done, though. The necromancer is about 3... There are slots along the wall, to the left and to the right. The necromancer is about 3 slots in, which is a fair ways in. The entire time, the chariot is doing loops around the room, and he will... He'll come at you, and obviously if he runs into you, you're going to take damage. And it's a pretty big chunk of damage. Now, the good thing is, the skeletons are affected by the chariot. So, I don't have any lightning resin. I need to get some lightning resin. You can sort of use that to your advantage. If you're backed into a corner, for instance, and let's say you have a great shield. Let's say you have your tower shield here. If you're backed into a corner, you can just defend while you're waiting for the chariot to go by. I'm not going to do that because I don't have enough strength for it, and because I only tend to try this once, I don't really care if I win or not. But yeah. After a bit, once you... there's actually 2 necromancers. You have to make... You kind of got to go a ways up the left side in 2 sets of 3 skeletons. Once you get there and kill that necromancer, you'll get to a place where I believe there's a switch. I honestly have never gotten that far. I've only tried this guy like 2 times, and I don't care enough about the Brotherhood of Blood to keep going. This is where you get to the Brotherhood of Blood. You have to kill this guy first. But I believe once you throw the switch, the chariot crashes, and then you gotta fight the horse. I've never gotten that far, so we'll see what happens here. dead. Alright, see, I killed those guys, but he just brought stuff back to life. Let's wait a second here. I am not going to bother picking these items up. What the heck? And yeah, I'm dead. I don't know what was happening there. I somehow missed this dude like 3 times. But yeah, I don't care enough about this fight to keep going through. So, there you go. If you want to go for that, by all means, go for it. I don't. So, it's tough. We're going to spend the rest of this video going through Earthen Peak. And I should say that after that boss fight, the only thing there is the Brotherhood of Blood. There's really nothing else there. Some items in the ground, that's it. But it's not like there's a whole other area for me to show you. Maybe I'll go back sometime and try to beat it and make it like a special video. Alright, but we're going to Earthen Peak here. Kill ourselves some mannequins. What are you doing? Pay attention to me. Come on. There are a lot of poison barrels in this area. Poison barrels, poison, I don't know what you call those, buckets, whatever. So you want to be cautious running through here. It's good to have some poison moss. That way, if you do get poisoned, it's not the end of the world. Okay, thought he was going to come after me, whatever. How did, oh really? Alright, well that obviously is not working, so. Do things the boring way. Hey, no, none of that. Alright. There are guys on the side who shoot arrows at you. You don't really need to fight them now if you don't want, because you can just run through this area. There's a later area where having these guys dead is very useful. So I'm gonna... Oh. Oh no. I'm out of arrows. What was I using? Was I using iron arrows? I was. Silly Seth. Should have been using iron arrows on these guys. Oh well. Alright, so Earthen Peak is essentially a castle built on top of a mine. And the mine was probably initially there to get ore. First. Oh wait, no. That guy didn't drop anything. That was the other guy. It was probably made to get ore first. Careful when you're walking up this ladder. This dude jumps down like a hero, and then that guy jumps down like a hero. They'll both try to kill you. Eventually, they struck what appears to be a poison mist or something like that. Some sort of poisonous area. And the poison came up through and started to fill the valley. Now obviously this would normally be considered a bad thing, but there was a princess here at the time, and she found out that using the poison could, I'm guessing, do something to her skin or something to make her appear beautiful. It's not clear exactly what the poison did to her. She was partially, if not completely, insane. And eventually the poison turned her into a demon. Now, whether or not the poison did that before she considered herself beautiful or after, I don't know, it's not really clear. If it was before, then Obviously, the effects of the poison are probably what made her believe she was beautiful. If it was after, then likely the poison simply continued to eat away at her, and she didn't realize it. All she thought was that it made her beautiful, and she didn't really care. This is probably considered the worst kept secret in the game, because odds are, if you don't know this is here, you've had extreme trouble with the what's her name? Myra? I think Myra is her name. With the fight with the boss in this area. Because if you do not set this windmill alight, the boss fight will be full of poison. You will literally have to fight through poison. And it's not bad enough that you're fighting through poison. The poison heals her the entire time. Now, it's very much a doable fight when the poison is there. That's not like end all. It's not like you can't beat her without it. But the fight becomes much more difficult with it. And so odds are, if you've tried the fight and died a few times, you've gone online looking for clues, and all the clues have said, hey, go here and set this alight. Why? Because this completely stops the poison from being pumped up into the area. It essentially stops the mine from working. And that'll keep the poison from pumping up into her boss fight room. This is a bonfire right here. We're not going to rest at it, but that's where it's at. But it stops the poison from being pumped up into her room, and makes the boss fight so much easier. You might notice there is a trap on the wall there. The switch is over there. I must have somehow missed it. Mannequin mask. Alright. The mannequins are pretty interesting, because a fickle queen gave them life and tore off their faces. How else could she forgive those who dared gaze upon her? The queen is the boss in this area. Interestingly enough, these mannequins seem to bear some sort of kinship with the Bell Guards. If you remember, we met them in Belfry Luna. See, this is the trap here. Obviously, you don't have to do that, but I'm showing you what happens. Break this and go to the side here. The Belfry Luna little guys say that they were created to guard the Belfry. So they seem to bear some sort of kinship with the mannequins here. Now here's another interesting thing. See that? That appears to be water out there. Which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense considering where we came from to get here. Again, I don't think that the Dark Souls 2 creators were worried about continuity. I don't think you can take a lot by your path in the game when it comes to determining where things are and what's up. If you want to get a good topography of the area, use the map inside of the Majula Mansion. That's probably your closest bet for getting a good idea of where everything is.
Shush! You idiot! Stay quiet! I'm on the run. Don't give me away. You're a fugitive too, eh? Yeah? Why else would you be here? It's got death written all over it. You want to climb down here? I can lend you a ladder. But, how much can you offer me? Why, yep. I'm trying to help you, you know. Have you no gratitude? Downright rude, really. I've got a soft heart, so I let you off this once.
Alright, 2,000 souls are needed if you want this. It gives you a ladder down here.
Alright. It'll be just a moment.
You don't technically, I believe, have to get the ladder. However, if you don't, one, you're going to take huge damage falling down there, and you probably need the cat eye ring, and maybe even the jester's pants to make the fall. And two, you won't be able to get back up.
Go on ahead. I won't offer this deal twice.
So you'll have to use a homeward bone if you want to get back up. That's your call. You know, if you want to do it, it's fine. But 2,000 souls isn't a whole lot. Personally, I'd say just pay it, because Pharros Lockstone and Twinkling Titanite, that is worth 2,000 souls. Just pay the man. Alright, let's talk to him again, find a little bit about the area.
Oh, what is it? What do you need now?
Alright, he's also a merchant. Sells a whip and the claws. Claws are pretty cool. Not particularly useful, but they're cool. He also sells the black leather gear. This was the gear, the thief gear from... Oh wait, no, the thief mask. I'm not sure if the black leather armor was the thief gear from Dark Souls 1. I actually never bought it, so I'm not sure. It might be, though. And he also sells aromatic ooze and bleeding serum. Bleeding serum adds bleeding damage to your weapon. Not a whole lot of use in PvP or PvE, but it can have uses in PvP if you're trying to scare some people. He also has this ladder miniature. This is up to you. You could buy it right now at $63.99. It is useful for a quest later on if you want to do a quest a certain way. We're not going to talk about that yet because we're not there. If you don't buy it here, you can buy it later. It costs like a few thousand more souls, I think, later on. But honestly, towards the end of the game, souls are really not hard to come by. So personally, I just pass here. He also has the lacerating knives. Sharp throwing knife that causes bleeding.
Find it. All the best.
Again, not all that useful in PvE, but...
Oh.
Yeah.
What is...
Alright, we're going to learn the gesture of prostration and talk to him.
Psst. Have you heard? Well, apparently, there's this monster lady, right? And the poison, well, does wonders for her body. You know, the health and beauty and that sort of stuff. And I thought only human women were so petty. That creature, she was human once, you know? Yeah. In fact, she was wed to the prince of that nearby castle. But her husband? He had feelings for another. The princess was desperate and sought eternal beauty, hoping that it would restore the prince's affection. You see what I mean? Before long, the princess's ire transformed her into a... Now, listen here. When do you think this all happened? Long ago, when this very land was called something else. We say Drangleic now, but countless kingdoms have risen and fallen on this very spot. And this won't be the last. Oh no. That damned hag just can't let her old flame go. She's going to get us all burned.
To me, that's a really interesting line there. He says that hag can't let her old flame go. She's going to get us all burned. Now, his entire speech up until that point is obviously about the boss in this area. But that line, I don't know if that line is about her. It could be. It could be about her, about not giving up her desire for her, by now, long-deceased husband. But I don't think that's what it's about. I'm almost tempted to believe it's about the hag in the opening video, who is probably a firekeeper. And his reference to getting us all burned could be a reference to a rekindling of the flame. There is some evidence to believe that when the flame is rekindled, there is a sort of cataclysm in the land. In the land of Drangleic, not the world as a whole, but that something happens in Drangleic that is probably detrimental to those who live here. He said countless kingdoms have risen and fallen on this very area. There appears to be a cycle that's going on here. And that cycle is, you go through the area, a chosen undead comes, rekindles the flame, The world's all nice and peaceful for a bit, but then another age of dark comes. The flame starts to die again. The undead curse rises. Kingdoms start to fall because of the undead curse, because of the hollows. They can't overcome it. The hollows just start devouring everything. Another chosen undead comes, relights the flame. All is fun and dandy again.
God's almighty. I'm not going to die in this dump. God.
He'll go back to Majula now.
Fine then.
But to me, it's pretty interesting that he talks about the old hag and her flame. I don't think he's talking about the boss in this area. I think there's a good chance that he is talking about the hag in the opening video and her desire to have the flame rekindled. It's in the Firekeeper's best interest to have the flame rekindled. That seems to be the only way they can be sort of fulfill, quote-unquote, their purpose. Make sure you get out of the way, because this thing will come back down. And we want it to come back down, because we have another item we can get. There's also the possibility that he's talking about Nishandra in that, but I don't think he is. I'm not sure that there's any reason to believe he's even aware of Nishandra. Don't worry about all those explosions and stuff. Mirror shield. Mirror shield is not a bad shield. Let's look at it here. Where's that? Where's my mirror shield? In Mira, a land perennially beset by unrest, the shield was a symbol of the Great Knights. It's not a 100% shield, so, you know, take that as you will. But it's a solid shield. Alright. Go this way. Let's kill this guy first. Okay. Alright. Down here. Who is this? It's Pate. What's up, dude?
We went through a lot together. Take this as a token of our friendship.
He gives you his gear here. It's a lot of gear. You can essentially be Pate here if you take all this. That ring that he gave you, probably the ring that he mentions earlier and the ring that Creighton mentions, is his Ring of Thorns.
Don't be shy. They were meant for you.
Boy, what a nice guy, right? Well, maybe not. There's reason to believe Pate gives you his gear not because he's interested in helping you, but because Creighton is hunting him. And he knows Creighton is hunting him. So what he wants to do is make you look like Creighton. Or make you look like him. Make you look like Pate. In the hopes that Creighton will kill you, and not him. I'm curious if anyone's ever tried to have Pate's gear, like, entirely, and then go talk to Creighton. I'd be interested to see if there's any, like, change in the dialogue. I've never tried it myself. Pate's shield is a great shield, but strangely enough, it only has 95% physical damage reduction, which is weird. In my opinion, that makes it a worthless great shield. I don't see the use for a great shield that has non-100% physical reduction. It does have better magic, fire, and lightning defense, but in all honesty, you're not using a great shield for the magic and lightning defense, and like the tower shield has 75% fire defense. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a very good shield to me. Pate's favorite great shield appears rather humdrum, but in fact was forged by layering thin sheets of iron, a process that creates a shield with excellent defense for its weight. It is pretty light, but I don't think the lightness of it helps all that much. Ring granted protection by Kreml, God of Struggle. The ring's spikes drive into the wearer's skin so that each blow taken feels spite towards the perpetrator. Interestingly enough, the only way you can get the highest level Ring of Thorns is by invading and killing hosts 1,000 times. It's possible that Creighton is guilty of murder through invasion, and that the 1,000 ring or 1,000 kill requirement is sort of an allusion to that. You do not want to get close to these desert sorceresses unless you have to. Okay. What we want to do, you see right there, that little ledge right there? Hopefully it's not too dark for you to see. We want to try to jump on that. We got it. Alright, dragon. The reason we wanted to kill those guys earlier, to shoot arrows, is because this next little part, it's going to be nice to have them gone. Now, let me tell you something here. This is very important. Do not hit these railings. If you hit these railings, this platform will crumble. You may notice that there are cracks down here, and you will die. Well, you should die, barring you get really lucky and land on the right spot. Soul of a Brave Warrior, Crimson Water. Nothing amazing, but not bad. Alright, getting back over is actually fairly difficult, but we got it. Alright, now, here we actually do want to hit the railing, because this will let us into the next area. Oh, wait. Did I get it wrong? No, I didn't get it wrong. I'm in the right place. Am I? Am I? Maybe. I don't know. I think I am. Whatever. This is the way back to where Pate is.
Well, we meet again. There's treasure this way, but I have a bad feeling about it. I don't quite have the guts myself. Well, there's...
Okay. Alright, we're gonna drop down here. Still throwing fireballs at me. I will not give up. Lightning Spear. This is another copy of Lightning Spear. You can actually get, I think, 3 copies of Lightning Spear throughout the area. Alright, I'm honestly not sure what that item is. I don't think I've ever gotten it. I believe if you go up there, drop down onto this pipe, and then drop down, I believe that's how you get that. But I have never done it, and I don't particularly care to try. Alright, and this is back down. We've already been in this area here, and that's okay. It's quite alright. I'm gonna run back up. So there's still a few more things to get here. This is not really a big area. If you want to, you can get through it in a couple minutes without even really trying. But if you want to get everything in the area, you gotta take your time and go through. Alright, I'm coming, I'm coming. You're moving around up there. Come on down here, buddy. Come on. These are Grave Wardens. These guys are interesting because technically these guys are not supposed to be away from the Undead Crypt. Now, what they're doing here, I don't know. I honestly don't even have any theories on it. I have no idea what they're doing here. They shouldn't be here, but they are. So there's got to be a reason. Alright. Stop it. You want to kill these guys from range if you can. Ooh. See, she didn't take very much damage from that lightning spear. Oh, I'm kind of surprised that didn't hit me, but alright. No! Just doing backflips over here. Pharos Lockstone. Now, once you're in this area, you're going to start getting a lot more Lockstones. So a lot of those areas earlier on, if you missed them, you can go back now. Look at that. That should be a critical hit. Right in the crotch. Alright. Let's see. I don't think there are any secret rooms up here. No. Alright, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I was mistaken. I thought there was a Great Warden over there. There not. If you want the mannequin gear, you have to kill those guys. That's if you want it. If you don't want it, then don't kill those guys. I don't care. Do what you want. Alright, let's go down here. And we're going to go out. Back into this area. Now I should say, there is a mannequin that when you chase him will try to run up here and get behind this gate and then close it. If that happens, you have to go this way here. You can get back down that way, but you have to come up here first to make the transition. What are you doing up here, dude? I don't think this guy's supposed to be here. Now, if you had not destroyed the poison mill, I believe there's poison in this little trench here. And this is just the opposite side of where we were fighting all those guys. This is how you get to open that other area. You have to drop down there, go through. But obviously we already did all that, so we're not going that way. Alright, there's an illusory wall right there. We're going to go there once we destroy all these. With the lightning spear, apparently. Or not. Oh, maybe our sword will be long enough. Man. This is one that you have to tap A to open. And spell quartz ring +1. I don't personally think that that's a very good ring, but hey, if you want a spell quartz ring, there you go. What's going on? Why am I still getting poisoned? Alright, whatever. Oh, of course, it stopped like right as I was at the end. Alright, there are two options for dealing with these sorcerers up here. And apparently I'm going to have to go with the... Oh, I got a crossbow. Alright, you have to use your heavy bolts or heavy iron arrow, whichever one you're using. The easiest way to kill these guys is break that, break that, and they are poisoned. Wilted dusk herb, wilted dusk herb, nice. Alright, don't run in there. There's another sorceress on the right. I'm gonna pull this guy back here. Grave Warden mask. That's a cool mask. Mask worn by Wardens of the Crypt. No notable effects. Designed only to block light. The Wardens of the Crypt watch over the slumbering dead, making sure they are not awoken. Be they king or peasant, wise or dull, rich or poor, the Wardens treat them with the same care. We'll meet more Wardens later on and talk about them. now. Desert Sorcerer's Hood. Sorcerer's Hood from the distant land of Jugo. Jugo is where, is it Benhart is from? I think Benhart, yeah. Appears to be a plain, thin fabric, but is permeated with powerful magic. Desert sorceresses have enchanting looks, and they use them to catch people off guard. Oddly enough, even those who really are perceptive realize the ploy and fall prey to their seductions with alarming regularity. I don't need to explain why. I mean, did you see what they're wearing? Alright, we're going to pull these guys over here. One at a time. What is he doing? Ah. This area is where, oh, it's poison stone. Down that hallway is where the boss is. We're not going to go there yet. We got a couple things to do still. One being killing a phantom up here. See, there's a black phantom right around the corner here. I missed him. Right in the face. This guy gets, he can break his guard pretty easily, but he's got the stupid scythe. So you don't want to sit there blocking him. If you do, he will kill you. Nice, he dropped the Brigand Hood +5. I honestly have never had him drop that before. It's the same as the Brigand Hood, it's just +5. So, if you're using the Brigand Hood, and you want a stronger version, there you go. Alright, I see no way in which I can get through this area without... Oh wait, never mind. Alright, I have my heavy bolts. Sweet. There's a bonfire not too far ahead that we're going to rest at, hence why I am going ahead and using some stuff that I probably wouldn't use normally. How did he not die? No, poisoned. See, my rapier's a risk. Hopefully it'll stay for this last part. Alright, this guy is a mimic. I believe he's the first mimic you can get to. Believe, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe. Best thing to do is buff up a weapon. Just start pounding away. Ah! Really? That last hit broke it. Silly me. He has the Dark Gauntlets. The Dark Gauntlets are... If you remember from the first game, from first Dark Souls, the Dark Wraiths, the Dark Gauntlets, the Dark Gear is their gear. No one knows the true identity of these men who are said to freely manipulate dark. Old foreign legends describe them as poor souls who chase the art of life drain. Don't use that Pharaoh's Lockstone up here unless you really, really need to heal or something. All that does is pour water out that heals you. Kind of a waste. Another reason to believe that this is Lordran is the fact that you find Dark Wraith gear here. As far as we know, Dark Wraiths were only in Lordran. So, that's another reason to believe that this is also Lordran. Petrified something. If you remember when we started this playthrough, Petrified something was an item you could get as your starting gift. The Petrified something gives you the highest tier of items from the crows. And it's worth it if you're looking for certain items that drop only from the crows. Using the Petrified something is a good way to get the best chance at that. But We're not going back because there's nothing that I want from them. I do have to repair my weapon though. Let's talk to him.
How goes your journey? Take these. They should help a bit.
Blacksmith's hammer. He gives you that after you spend a certain amount of souls with him.
My witless daughter finally came home, just as oblivious as she's always been. Well, at least now I can keep an eye on her.
And of course he's talking about Chloanne out there. That's his daughter.
Stones? Try asking my daughter. You might be surprised.
You will be surprised because she doesn't actually have any stones yet. Alright, I'm gonna use my Twinkling Titanite to reinforce my shield. Let's see here. Just gonna, in all honesty, the gear I'm using is not strong enough to really matter if I upgrade it. The Wanderer coat is the only
I'll
thing
be
worth
around.
upgrading, I think. So I'm just gonna pass. And let's go. Oh, you know what I did need to do? Before we go back. Boy, that music is loud. What happened to my settings? Let's turn that down a little bit. I need to buy some arrows. You know what? I'm just gonna spend all my souls and buy 530 of them. Because I will use all 530. Pretty soon I'm gonna get the lightning bow, which I will probably use from here on out. And I might infuse that bow with, well, you know what, I might not infuse it at all. I might just take it to +10. Alright, we're going to Upper Earthen Peak. That is where the boss is. We'll have to re-kill a few guys, but that's okay. So you can see there's some summon signs. You should find some summon signs. Wow, that is really bright. It is not getting any less bright. There should be usually some summon signs in this area here, either up here or down below. I'm actually not sure why I don't see very many. I only have 288k soul memory. It's not very much. Alright, we gotta be careful. Oh, she did the job for me. She poisoned herself. Come on. Alright. She's not gonna come. Alright. I want this guy to come up and fight us. I honestly don't know if she even tries to fight you, but I'm just gonna kill her to be safe. These desert sorceresses do know Flame Swathe, and Flame Swathe is no joke. You don't want to get hit by that. Oh, she dropped a magic stone. That's nice. Grave Warden Bottoms. Cool, cool. Oh, really? Whatever. Use a couple life gems here. Alright, this guy right here is an NPC. Jester Thomas. This dude is powerful. I really recommend summoning him if you're in the area. I don't know if you can summon him if you didn't burn the windmill. I'm not sure if you can summon him or not. It's possible his sign is still there. I've just never done it, so I don't know. We are not going to summon anyone else. We're not going to summon you, Ninja Brian. I'm sorry, but we're not going to do it. Right, there's poison immediately surrounding her. Thought I rolled out of the way. I want to make sure Jester Brian can get in here. Or Jester Thomas. Brian was the ninja. He's not a Jester. And honestly, you can let Jester Thomas pretty much do this entire fight. He is that powerful. He's a lot like Pilgrim Belclair. He just has some wicked powerful spells. I mean, look at that. And for whatever reason, she just focuses on me. You do not want to get hit by that. That's a pretty big attack. When she throws her head, it blows up. Does some pretty big damage. Oh no. That was her grab attack. Jester Thomas is a moron. Look at me, she's just sitting in there getting poisoned. Oh, Mytha was her name. That's her name. Her grab attack is probably her most dangerous attack. Also the easiest to avoid. I mean, you can only get hit by it if you're literally right next to her. But you don't want to get hit by it, because it will take a good chunk of your health. Alright, let's look at her soul. Soul of Mytha, the baneful queen who lives in the Earthen Peak. The queen sought the king's affection, even poisoning herself to attain beauty despite the monstrous consequences. All for the compelling madness known as love. I'm not sure who her love is. Given the vicinity to the Iron Keep, it's possible that the old Iron King is who it was. I think they lived around the same time. But the way Macduff talks about her, or not Macduff, whoever ladder guy is, whatever ladder guy's name is, the way he talks about her, I'm almost inclined to believe that the Lost Bastille was where he was talking about, but I'm not sure on that. The reason I think that, well, you know what? It's also possible that it is the old Iron Keep, because in Old Iron Keep you find the other half of the Belfry areas, the Belfry Soul. Now, the legend behind the Belfries is that there was a prince and princess who loved each other, but their love was forbidden. Likely because the prince was married to Mytha. And if that's the case, then the old Iron Keep here would be the place where he was, where her love was, and was unrequited. And the Lost Bastille would be where the princess was, who had the eye of the king. Now, this is another good place to demonstrate the non-continuity of the topography of Dark Souls 2. How in the world are we up on a mountain with lava? I mean, this mountain is nowhere to be found when you're in the Earthen Peak. Not even, like, in the general area. So, I don't understand how we get here, but that's going to be it for today. Next episode, we'll hit the old Iron Keep here. Ta-ta for now. Don't do it.